Welcome to the ONS podcast with your host, Linnea Jacobson.
Good morning or afternoon. It's the ONS podcast brought to you by our partners at Face to Face Academy. For those who are tuning in for the first time, ONS stands for Office of Neighborhood Safety. I'm your host, Linnea Jacobson, and I'm part of the ONS team. This podcast was created for departments like ours and community organizations to connect you to alternative public safety measures, programs, and your local growth and healing opportunities. ONS audience, today we have Sisters Helping in Neighborhoods Everywhere, better known as Shine. Shine is an organization created to help uplift young women, nurturing them to grow into healthy and successful individuals. They are on a mission to empower and uplift young girls to their highest potential. Welcome. Today we have founder and executive director Tierra House. Hi, Tierra.
Hi.
Tierra, can you take 30 seconds and tell us about yourself?
All right, I'm going to be 30 seconds quick. Okay, my name is Tierra House. I was originally born in Chicago. I have been in Minnesota, St. Paul area since 1997. I graduated from Arlington High School, which is now known as Washington Tech. Woohoo, class of 2008. I come from a family of five with my mom and my dad growing up. I am the middle child, which I am also the manager of the family. I am graduating this May with my master's in educational leadership.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I have been in education for the last 10 years. My hopes is to go back and finish off for my principal license. I have one son who is very busy. He's 4 years old. And something really inspiring to me is that I named him after Tupac and Nipsey.
Okay. What is his name?
Ermia Shakur.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Yes. And I love to travel, so I do travel agent on the side. And, of course, I am the founder and executive director of Shine Girls Group.
Congratulations and welcome, Tierra.
Thank you.
So I got some icebreaker questions for you.
Okay.
You have to pick one or the other. You have to answer.
I got to answer. Okay.
Yeah, okay. College sports or professional league? Which do you prefer?
Professional league to watch.
Okay. Yeah. Baked mac and cheese or real creamy, please?
Oh, baked mac and cheese.
Okay. Do you like the little crispy, how it gets a little
Yeah.
burnt on the top?
It got to have that little.
That's our favorite part,
Yes.
too. We be fighting over that in the house. Okay. So you're on Price is Right. You win a chance to choose between a new car or a vacation. Which one are you choosing?
Ooh, depending on where I'm going for the vacation.
Where do you want to go?
I want to go back to Africa.
Okay.
So I'll probably choose.
Choose vacation to Africa?
Yeah, if I could do like a 6-month vacation.
Do you do the safari stuff?
Yes, I did.
You did?
Uh-huh. And it was not as scary as I thought it would be.
Yeah, because my husband's
And I
always
was
talking
right
about
there.
going, and I'm like, no, we're not going to have the animals coming up to the van.
No,
trying
they
to get
were
me.
actually like in their natural state doing what they needed to do.
Yeah.
Like they were eating each other. They were making babies. No, they were really doing what they need to do. So
Well, and I suppose people are always coming through, so they're not,
Yeah.
they're just like, they're accustomed to it.
to have a lion that close, now that I think about it, I'm like, girl, you is crazy.
Girl.
Like you were just sitting right there taking pictures.
And the smells. I don't know about the smells.
No, it wasn't bad.
It wasn't?
It's not like a zoo.
Okay. Okay.
Try it. It wasn't bad. It wasn't bad.
I'm a little scared, but we'll see. Okay, so let's jump into these questions. Tierra, what is Shine?
Shine stands for, as you said, Sisters Helping in Neighborhoods Everywhere. We are a girls group. I like to say we are like a Black Girl Scouts because our primarily target is Black and brown girls. We all about building that sisterhood, that unity, uplifting our girls, and really having them being able to unite with each other because, as we know, we are more powerful together than we are apart.
Amen. Iron sharpens iron. Where are you centrally located?
We do group every other Tuesdays in St. Paul. We rent out a space where we facilitate group at. I work at American Indian Magnet School in St. Paul, so by default, I am doing Shine there.
Okay.
On top of my job as a intervention specialist, which we also do it on Tuesdays.
That's
at the
beautiful.
school.
So it's like after school.
No, it's during school.
Oh, it's during school.
So we use SEL learning. So we do social emotional learning. That's kind of like our curriculum with Shine.
Okay.
So we tie that into our students, their foundations for our middle school, and then we do a 4th and 5th grade during the morning time. But then we do things to tie them in together to create different performances. These girls love to perform.
I love it.
They love
I bet they do. How did you get started?
How did I get started? So in 2015, 16, me and one of my very good friends, my best friend, we were talking about just kind of having like a women's group where we kind of get up, do a little happy hour, rent out library spaces, and just talk about the things that we are going through, whether it's motherhood, whether it's job related, friendships, just to kind of build like a small circle of us. Once we started doing that, we would meet monthly. Those was going really well. Of course, like I said, I've been working in education for the last 10 years. Fast forward, I ended up going to Tartan High School in Oakdale. And the principal came up to me, this was 2019, and was like, all of the girls are like clinging to you, and we have about 8 students that we meet with the counselors and the social workers. Like, would you mind doing a group with them? And I'm like, I got shine. Like, we can implement this in. So that was our first group with the youth at Tartan High School after school. We started with about 8 girls, and by the end of the school year, we had about 50-some girls participating.
Oh, my gosh. I love it.
And then we end up doing it every year after that.
I love it. So that leads me to my next question. What problematic need are you fixing here?
Really, as I know from being a Black girl and a person of color, as a woman of color now, the biggest thing that we are trying to fix within the girls is really building their self-esteem, helping them figuring out how to communicate, how to maneuver through life, how to maneuver through those obstacles, and then at the same time building that community around you. Because we know, and what I have learned as well, is that we cannot do it alone. Like, there's no way that you can be successful without getting to know people, without building relationships, healthy relationships with people. So especially with your other sisters, with people that look like you and other women. So those are the really core concept of the things that we are trying to teach the girls, starting within, fixing you, trying to get the skills that you need to build your self-esteem and make you self-aware, and then making sure that you building a community around yourself, taking care of your community. And then that last leg is that higher education. When I say higher education, what is the next step after you're done with school? Maybe it's college, maybe it's not, but what is those next goals for your life?
I like that because I feel like the generation that you're working with now, you're setting the tone for how they should be as an adult, right? And I feel like as women amongst us, there's so much drama and petty stuff, and you're raising these girls, you're helping raise these girls to be in unit. In unison with each other, right? To like uplift each other and to cheer each other on and to push each other forward. And that's what we should have as women, because it's stressful enough out here. So I commend you on that, because you're changing what we are.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Or what people think we are, because we really are.
Yeah.
We really, once we come together, we are so powerful than being apart. And once we figure out that it's so much that we have in common, that's a lot of what the girls are learning. Like, you know what? And I want Shine to be something so big that you can go to any city. Once you get older, you move and you go to any city and you can see your other sister. Like, okay, that's my sister. That's my Shine sister. I can lean on her. I can call. I can create a network of people to be able to call if I have questions or if I need things, and then creating that safe space for them. So when we are in group, we are able to really be vulnerable with each other. And as facilitators, that's what we try to start with. We try to be vulnerable so that they can open up and they can be vulnerable as well, because that's the biggest thing. We got social media. Like, once we get in, once they get into it, we have an argument, then now the whole social media knows, and how do you remain with integrity? How do you do the right thing when no one's looking? Yeah,
I love it. Tell us what makes our young women in St. Paul so special.
Because I'm from here, St. Paul.
Besides that.
Yeah. I say what makes St. Paul so special to me, because like I said, I'm originally from Chicago. We came up here when I was about 7 years old. So I know more about Minnesota, more about St. Paul, and we always only lived in St. Paul. I'm not gonna lie, being younger, I had some rough patches, some bumps in the road, and I think now, as being an educator and being the executive director of Shine, I'm able to give back to the community that I kind of disrupted a little, kind of caused some disruption. So that's why St. Paul is so special to me, because I have went to school here, I have worked here, I have built relationships within this city, and I also have did some things to harm this city. So this is kind of like my
you're giving back.
My giving back, yeah.
Right.
Giving back. Like this is me saying, yep, you know what? I did this, I did that, but now we can repair that harm and we can be restorative with it.
I love that. I got goosebumps. No. I love that. Where did your passion for this work come from, and when did you realize there was a need for this? And I kind of feel like you already answered this, but I want you to go more in depth.
Yeah. My passion, because I grew up with just my sister. It was me and my sister. I had a lot of female friends. I had a lot of, girlfriends going in. Once I was in school, in high school and middle school, I ran with a crowd of girls, and it was always drama. And I had to learn from myself that I had that drama enticed me, and it was exciting to me because I didn't know who I was. I was struggling with my own identity.
Yeah.
So what you got within comes out. And I know that I have possibly caused harm to a lot of different girls being so young, not really understanding what I have inflicted in a negative way. So my passion has came from, how do I reverse that in a positive way? How do I help girls? Like, my mom always told me, like, you don't need to be doing this, you don't need to be doing that. But it sounds different from when your mom telling you than when your peers is telling you, like, no, we should be doing this.
Yeah.
So my thing is, I want the girls to really understand how healthy and positive relationships with your peers.
That part.
Because I really didn't have, I had a lot of friends. Everybody wanted to be my friends, but they weren't healthy friendships. We were doing negative things.
They were probably scared of you, too.
Yeah, they was. Yeah, they probably was. They probably was. And I was just doing too much. But I was always smart. Though. So when I graduated, they see me like, you graduated? So I see teachers now,
yeah.
Okay,
do you ever see any of people that you used to run with? Well, I mean, because St. Paul is so small.
Yeah.
Or the people that you used to pick on, or do you?
Yes.
You see?
I done had some people that have forgave me, and I had some people that probably still don't like me. Like, no, you made my childhood horrible.
Aww.
But then I also have some really good friends that's been with me since day one, and always have encouraged me to do the right thing. And I see teachers now. Shout out to Dr. Jones. She's from St. Paul Public School. She was my only black teacher. She was my second grade teacher, and I just seen her again last week.
Aww.
At the school. So now
she's still there?
Yes.
Lord
she's
have mercy.
She's a principal on assignment, she said. So she's with the district.
Okay.
So it's just amazing to see my old teachers and the adults that see me. And not see me necessarily, I want to say in a bad light, but just kind of see me grow up to be the person that I am today. And then a lot of my old principals could you come work at my school? Aww. So it just makes you feel good, yeah, because I know yeah.
Yeah. Well, and I think, too, people can relate. You know what I mean? And going back to, the girls following you around and wanting to be in your group and different things like that. You can relate to some of them in the direction you want to push them, because you know what their potential is.
Yeah.
And I think that's what makes you so special for what you're doing.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's the biggest part. I always tell the girls, when I say things to you and I'm saying it's not from because I got these degrees or I got it out the book. No, I have went through real life experience. I've been there, done that.
Yeah.
Everything that you guys are doing or going through, the only thing is that we didn't have social media like that.
Right.
Right. So, and it's hard for our kids nowadays with social media, because you go on there and you see, even as adults, you go on there, you see oh, this person doing this person doing that. And, you want to see yourself in the best light, right? And you don't want to have any of your flaws out. But those flaws can be strength. And that can be strength for people, because now people write me all the time, because I tell my story all the time, and a lot of people write me and say, I just feel so comfortable to talk to you about, because I think the biggest part is I have to be vulnerable. I have to be an open book so people can be comfortable enough to know that you can share that side of you. because that in our community, it's trust. Mm-hmm. We don't trust each other.
That's right. Yep.
We don't trust each other. We like, no, I can't. I don't know what this person may be on. I don't know if this person have the best interest for me. Mm-hmm. So really, building those trustworthy relationships with each other,
creating that safe space for those girls to develop trust.
Yes,
that part. I was reading on your website that you guys have like a 6-month curriculum or something like that the girls can still participate in. And then you guys have other programmings like developing leadership and uniting sisterhoods, increasing self-esteem, developing goal setting and community involvement and stuff. Can you tell us more about how many girls you serve and a little bit more about these programs?
Yep. So the curriculum now, it goes like a 9-month curriculum. Okay. So we start every fall. So a lot of our students, of course, they start in September. So we try to start grouping about October, get them kind of time to get back into the mood of school. And it goes from October to June. So kind of like a
school year.
Yeah, like a school year almost, yep. And within that curriculum, as I stated before, we start with the inside of the girl. So we start with that self-esteem, that self-awareness, and then we move on to like that community involvement piece. How do you build those healthy relationships? How do you build those connections in your community? And then that last leg is that future aspirations, where we do that goal setting, where we do those leadership things, and where we take those HBCUs tour, which is, for people that don't know, the historically black colleges and universities. We meet an hour and a half. So all of our agendas look similar. It's different topics, but we start off with grounding. So we make sure that we ground. We make sure we get on the same accord, vibration, because we're all coming from work. Well, we're coming from work. All the facilitators, the kids are coming from school. So we try to ground first. We do what we call a queen check-in, a crown check. So we check in, see how everybody feeling. Of course, we always got food, because food is, is important. And then we would introduce that topic or whatever we're going to discuss. While introducing that topic, we always have an engaging activity that we do with the girls. And then that next piece is that reflection piece. What have you learned today? And then just kind of have the girls being able to reflect on whatever the topic was that we may have covered that day. Last but not least, every time we end any group, we do our Queen's Chant, which is affirmations. They're I am affirmations. And I actually should have said at the end today.
Yeah.
You guys. So it's a call and respond.
Okay.
That we do at the end.
I like the what you call it, a crown check?
Crown check. Yeah, you gotta check your crown.
Girl, I'm gonna be doing that.
You gotta crown check. Yes.
Okay. What kind of life skills do you provide that keep our girls safe and equipped for today's stressors?
The self-awareness piece, I always, in order to know where you're going, you got to know where you come from. You got to know who you are. And my thing is, too, when we take in girls in the community, to be aware. To be aware is to be alive. Like, making sure that you on your P's and your Q's, like, you're not on your phone all the time. Like, you making sure that you are being aware of your environment and the things that's going on, and that you're being intentional, because you never know who you may meet. I'm really big on, it's not what you know, it's who you know. How do you build a relationship with people? Because that's going to get you in those spaces that you need to be in. So that's a huge part of what we are trying to get them to learn. And what we have implemented this year, we have a grant through the U of M. We have implemented financial literacy.
Okay.
Which
yes, girl,
most Black
please.
families, we have not. I didn't learn anything about credit or anything until I was older. So we have Tanya from SLAP, who has implemented some of her financial literacy, basic budgeting, and now what we have coming up in May in group, we're gonna do like some mock day-to-day living, so that they can see, what about food, what about rent, how do you budget, how do you pay your bills, once you start working, how do you start saving your money? Because I was working at 14. And every paycheck I got, because it's 5 of us, my mom wasn't buying me the Jordans, so I was buying Jordans, getting my hair done, getting my nails done, don't have nothing to show for it, then save a penny. So that's kind of like the new thing that we is going to add in there, to teach them about, that basic financial literacy. What is credit? I was scared about getting a credit card, because my mom was like, don't get credit cards. They're horrible, they bad. And the world we live in, credit is important, So teaching them those life skills, and then that the huge part is communication. How do you communicate? Because our kids are always on their phone, they're texting. It's amazing how I'm not that much older than them, but I guess my generation is definitely different than their generation.
Yeah.
How do you call and talk to people about professional businesses and the things that you need? How do you advocate for yourself, even when you're frustrated? How do you maneuver through this world and communicate the things that you need and identify those feelings and those emotions that you are feeling? Is one of those things that we're teaching the girls as well. One thing we just did a couple weeks ago, because we fundraising for our HBCU tour, we had them get on the phone and call businesses and ask about fundraising opportunities. And we gave them like a script and just to see like their confidence as they're talking on the phone, because it's like, yeah, you're not talking on the phone with your friend, you're talking on the phone about some business,
right.
you know? And that's how you create that confidence in yourself. You know, that's how you create like, you know what? I'm talking about something that I'm passionate about and something that I want to do. And I'm reaching out to my community for those resources. So it was amazing. It was really nice to see the girls on the phone
That's so
talking
cute.
Business.
Yeah, that is so cute. What events do you have going on this summer, and how do parents sign up their young ladies?
So this summer, like I said, so we start, our bi-weekly group starts over every fall. Okay, yeah. Because we want to, instead of just kind of, with the capacity, it's 3 of us facilitating. So of course we want Shine to be everywhere, but of course it's only 3 of us to go around. So we start every fall so that the girls can kind of be with each other the whole year, build that sisterhood, build those bonds. So we don't have summer programming, but we will have events in the summer. Okay. So be looking out. We'll be doing a kickball game. We're doing a lot of these events will be fundraising for the HBCU tour in October. Okay. So we'll be doing a fundraising. We have just partnered and created Grind Boys Group, which stands for Growing and Rising in New Directions.
I love it.
Yeah, so you got to grind so you can shine.
You guys are doing all the things.
So they're going to actually participate and come with us for our first, this is going to be their first HBCU tour. It's going to be Shine's third. Okay. And we partnering with Shadow. It's a program out of Brooklyn Center. So we'll be partnering with them. So we'll have different events going on during the summer to fundraise. A big one that we have at the end of the summer is our back to school event where we do haircuts and braids. So I braid too, so I'll be braiding. And we've been doing that for like the last 5-6 years. And every year it has been getting bigger and bigger. Last year we partnered, we was giving out clothes, we had hygiene, we had socks, haircuts, braids. Yeah. So food, of course. So those are the things that we have going on this summer, really just preparing us for the fall for the HBCU tour that we'll be going to Louisiana and Mississippi. Oh, wow. So I'm excited.
Yeah, that's a huge opportunity because a lot of our kids here in Minnesota don't know anything about Louisiana and Mississippi.
Well, some of them don't even know what HBCU is. Like when I first started working at school, I'm like, y'all know what HBCU is? They was like, no. But I went on a tour. My junior year. Yeah. And I went to Atlanta. And I remember going to Atlanta, like we only ever been to Chicago as growing up. I never got on a plane until I was like 19. And I remember going to Atlanta, I remember being culture shocked, like, it's black people
owning businesses.
That's a black judge walking, you know.
Girl, yeah.
I'm, you know, because I'm so used to I'm like, my family had just working. You get a job, you get a job, you get a job. So to see so many black people in those careers was amazing. Then to go to school where it's so much black culture and it's so much, you know, being able to be creative. Yeah. In a space that you see so much representation. Because I used to always thinking going to college was like for like nerds. So it's just exciting to see the girls when we go on these campuses and they see the girls looking just like them. They like, oh, so I don't have to be a nerd. No, you don't. Like, yeah, these people is getting to it. So
just got to have a goal.
Absolutely.
Just got to have a goal. What are your goals, speaking of, for the young ladies in St. Paul?
My goal is for them to always remember Shine and take that on with you and be the change. Like Michael Jackson said, man in the mirror, the change starts with you. So whether you are in Shine or whether they are not in Shine, be the change. Go help another sister out that you see that may needs help. Or, you know, I always challenge myself to talk to different people every time I see them. You just never know what people may need. So my goal is for them to shine in any room that they are in. Like, own the room that you are in. Make sure you shine your light, because we have so much and our girls have so much to offer. Don't even know how powerful they are, and the hidden talents that they have, and how many people are willing to invest in them and want to see you succeed.
Let's do the chant. Am I supposed to repeat after you, or are you going to do it?
It's a call and response.
Okay.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
I am beautiful.
I am beautiful.
I am worthy.
I am worthy.
I am enough.
I am enough.
I am important.
I am important.
I am smart.
I am smart.
I am resilient.
I am resilient.
I am confident.
I am confident.
I am strong.
I am strong.
I am irreplaceable.
I am irreplaceable.
I am perfect just the way I am.
I am perfect just the way I am.
So that's what we do at the end of each group. And they actually do sing.
They do?
They sing, yeah.
What you're doing is beautiful, Tierra. Thank
you
you so much. The City of St. Paul is working to rehabilitate, intervene, and provide safer neighborhoods. If you'd like to learn more about Shine and to volunteer or donate, you can find them at WeShineTogether.org. If you'd like to be more involved in community government, assisting in advisory and recommendations on policies and proposed alternative public safety projects, the Neighborhood Safety Community Council is now accepting applications through August. Please visit us at stpaul.gov/ONS.